What's going on? In this video, what I want to talk about is when it comes to Section 8, I want to talk about inspections. So it's really important as you as a landlord, investor of your properties. So here we go. Before we get started in this video, just real quick, guys, if you enjoy this and watch it all the way through, if you enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button, follow, and put anything in the chats if you have any questions. So when it comes to Section 8 investing, I want to let you know the Housing Authority, what they do is they always have inspections on their properties, on your properties. So there's two types though. Let me explain. And I'm at one of my properties today, but when you first start out, when they start signing the paperwork, you signing the paperwork and the tenant, because they're going to give you a voucher. Once the paperwork gets submitted into the Public Housing Authority and it goes through, like a week or two later, the inspection department is going to come out and do an inspection on the property. So there's going to be an inspection when there's an initial move-in, when the tenant moves in, or before the tenant moves in. And then also there's another inspection on an annual basis. This is only just to make sure that you as a landlord are being a great landlord. You're not being a slumlord. So another reason why this is so good, guys, from what I've learned through my process, is that it just makes me make sure I'm on my P's and Q's. It makes me make sure that my investment, and this will be your investment, you want to make sure it's up to par, okay? You don't want it to be run down. It's going to be less value, right? It's not going to be worth as much. So just keep those things in mind, that an inspection is important. It doesn't mean it's gonna hinder the process. It just makes you a better landlord, and it makes sure the tenant has a good place to live, okay? Second, here's some little tricks that I've learned along the way when it comes to Section 8 inspections. But I just told you the timing: initial inspection and an annual. These are some of the things that they look for. I'm just gonna give you a few. When they come out and do an inspection on the property, they're going to make sure that they're going to check the outside, make sure the roof is good, making sure that there's no leaks at the faucets, make sure there's no broken windows. That's just a few. When they go inside, they want to make sure that all the outlets are working, right? They're going to use what you call a GFCI tester, and they're going to be put it in all the outlets in every single room to make sure the wiring is correct. They're going to make sure that it has hot and cold water. So they're going to go through and open up all the faucets and make sure that it's running good, no leaks, and like I said, hot and cold water. They want to make sure the AC work. They want to make sure the appliances work. They want to make sure the smoke detectors work. And that's just a few. But that's not something that you necessarily have to worry about to a certain extent, because most of them are going to have a list of things that need to get done, okay? And they'll provide that with you also prior to them coming out. But the reason why I'm here today at one of my properties is because I've learned that Section 8, right, before they come out and do an inspection, they're going to let you know the date and the time that they're coming by. And in most places, they can't give you an exact time. They just give you the date, and they give you a range of time when they could be here, because they got other properties that they got to go out and do an inspection on, not just yours. But this is what I've learned. Like for mine, is coming up on June 10th, 2025, which is in another 2 weeks. But here's what I've learned. Before they come out, I want to come out and check my property first. I already know what needs to get done. I just spoke about those items and then some. But as long as I can get it ahead of the game before them, that means my inspection goes smoothly and I have less hassle and there won't be any delays. Especially when it comes to me, when I have multiple properties. This is what I do on all my properties. Plus, I'm keeping track on what's taking place and making sure the tenant's doing what they're supposed to be doing, okay? So these things are so important, what I'm telling you. It may seem like it's simple on the surface, but not when you're going through the process. I just gave y'all some gems right there, and this is really helpful in your real estate journey. So I like dealing with low-income housing Section 8. This is what I like to do, and this is what keeps me ahead of the game when it comes to inspections on the property. Now, here's another thing I want to let you know before I leave. When they come out and do an inspection, if something were to fail, I'm going to give you a little tip. You're going to have a time frame to get those items fixed. Do whatever you can possibly, right, to make sure you get it done ASAP. Get in contact with a contractor. Whatever items need to get replaced or fixed or whatever, make sure you get those done, because they are going to come out and do it. It depends on the public housing authority, but you usually got maybe 2 or 3 times. After the 3rd time that they come out, and if it fails all 3 times, then you're going to lose that voucher, or they're going to lose that voucher and they're going to have to go somewhere else, or they're going to lose the potential to stay in your property because you're not getting things fixed. When they come out, they're only going to inspect just the things that have failed. They're not going to come out and add stuff to it. So the key is, after inspection, get with the housing authority, look at the inspection report as soon as possible, and guess what? Get those items fixed. Now, one more little tip. There has to be somebody that's 18 years or older at the property when it's getting inspection. Get in contact with the inspector right there, ask for a copy or take a picture of it. Now you're even that much further ahead of steps, instead of waiting for them to give you a letter to send it to you so you can find out what it is that needs to get done. I get with the inspector, I take a picture of it right there, boom, next day I got my contractors out there. I'm just giving you some tips that help you out, guys, when you get started in this real estate game. And if you want to get started with me, all you got to do is go to my bio, click the link, and start up with my mentorship program. My daughter will get you on board. But the point is, guys, this is where it's at, giving y'all some tips. Hopefully this helped you out, and guess what? I'll see you on the next video.